Okay. Apparently, that all worked.
Don't underestimate it. The chip's no good if you're dead.
Oh,
Protect and serve.
okay. Testing, testing. Haha. Yes.
You find a courser, don't underestimate it. The chip's no good if you're
Protect
dead.
and serve.
Yeah, so, he's still chopping. He's still chopping.
Good luck finding a courser chip. You're gonna need it.
So, that could be my internet provider, but if it's chopping for you, it's my it's my output. I was thinking it might be my input.
Good luck
It's
finding a
my
courser chip.
it's my
You're gonna need it.
IP output, or it's Twitch. Well, nothing like a good chop to ruin a stream. I'll give it a little bit of time. I'm glad I caught it and I started a new stream, because if it's still bugging, if it doesn't go away in a relatively short time, I'll just shut off the stream and I'll erase that VOD. I'll delete it. The one that I just started minutes ago. There's a 6-hour VOD that was pretty clean until the very end. I'll leave that one alone. So where am I going? Oh, going to CIT. That's in the middle of, yeah. So, Cambridge Campus Diner? Really? That's Ghoul Center. Okay. Yeah. Well, my OBS has a bug in it too. Every once in a while, I click on the stream button and I got it to prompt me. It says, "Are you sure you want to start streaming?" I say yes. And then it gives me a warning: failure to connect, cannot find such and such, blah, 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 blah. And I had to redo my OBS and get a new Twitch code, because it would not let me. This was months ago. Would not let me stream. Would not let me. Would not let me. Would not. It would never ever. It just stopped working. It kept telling me over and over again, it cannot connect. Something missing. Whatever. Like, fine, cancel it. Give me a new code, and that fixed the problem. Now, what did it say? Turn on the radio, and I don't know what it said. Pick a certain frequency, something. I don't know. I got to pick a station that isn't coming in. I forget. So a while ago, every once in a while, it will tell me failure to connect, cannot find such and such server, whatever. And I try again and it works. It always worked on the second time. This time, just now, I had to retry, 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 retry. It wasn't working, wasn't working. I'm like, shit. Um, I shut off OBS, relaunched it, tried again, and it worked. So, you know, who's to blame? OBS is acting kind of twitchy. Oh, I didn't want to come in here. I thought I could walk around this building right there. Sounds like a headache. Yeah. It's quite exasperating. You know, trying not to rage and get overly salty, but well, I guess that was too close. That was pushing it. So I've complained about YouTube and Twitch and OBS and all that stuff so many times. I don't want to get all ranty on it. I've said it countless times, you know, I don't like free stuff. I don't like free stuff. Oh.
What the?
Nothing there now. What do you think?
I don't know. Jumping in shadows.
Yeah, you're probably right. Gotta cut down on the jet, I guess.
I don't start talking crazy.
If I could buy an OBS software that did what I needed it to do, I'd pay the price of a handful of games.
What the fuck was that?
As long as it worked. It's got to work. I don't care. I'll pay $500 for it.
The jet will make you
But it's
dizzy.
got to work.
Guess
And I don't want to have to keep spending an extra $100 for uploads and revamps. And I just want it to buy it one time and have it work. That's what it's worth to me. This free stuff. It's a ticket to a place you don't even want to go to, but it's free. Yeah, if you pay for something, it better work. Yeah. If it's free, you expect it to be a piece of crap. Isn't there something out there you can buy? Well, you know, I tried to buy a video editing software without spending $1,500. You know what? All these companies, they've changed their business model. It's very hard. That will stream. It's very hard to buy a software package nowadays. They want to rent it to you by the month. It's like, excuse me, every month for the rest of my life, you want $25 or $50? You expect me to pay $10,000 over the course of my life for a piece of software that can be bought for $1,500? I tried and tried and tried. Yep, and I hate those. I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried and I tried. Well, I found a workaround. I break my streams, I break my recordings into 1 hour video clips. So I don't need a large video editing software to fit a 20-hour tape into, because that's a real thing. You got to download your recording into a software package that has a large enough memory to handle it. I've tried that, and I kill them all. There's a lot of free stuff online now. I was trying them. They won't work. So I'm like, okay, well, a 20-hour thing is not good. And plus YouTube, I've told that story countless times. I was 40 hours into an upload and it glitched. And I had to start all over again. I didn't lose my data, but that's 40 hours of waiting that I had to redo. Wait, 40 hours? No. That was somebody else telling me they did it for 40 hours. How long did I 24 hours? You know, I let it go all that night and all the next day. So 36. Yeah, it was 40 hours. Turn on the radio, dummy. Well, and I learned a trick from a good old boy down south. He says, I don't edit my videos. He's a heavy equipment operator. And he works hard, long days all the time. He don't have time for countless hours of video editing. So what he does is he edits his video by not leaving the camera on all day. Turn to the courser's radio frequency. Yeah. Courser signal. There you go. Now we're cooking with gas. And so that's how he edits his content. He'll film for a little while, and then he'll shut it off. He'll move his camera somewhere else, get into something else, turn his camera on, film again. Film again. Film again. That's how he edits his content. He doesn't just have 5 cameras set up from all these different angles, and he spends countless hours going through editing. Unless he shows you his statistics, I would not listen to him. Statistics? Well, I believe him. I'm a pretty good judge of a person. I've been watching this guy for a long time. Well, I don't have many options. Oh, I know what. I remember this. There's a mirelurk down here I gotta tangle with. No, this guy's got like 1 million followers. Let me, I don't want to check. I don't want to Yeah, I can do this. I don't want to dox the guy. I'm going to put up my break screen, but I'm not going to go anywhere. I just want to open up my YouTube so I don't have to guess at the figures. The video that he put out 16 hours ago has already had 80,000 views. I was tempted to say he's got 1 million subscribers. Well, are you interested in heavy equipment operation? Because that's what he does. I can put it into my Discord. That's where I put the links to YouTube channels that I think are good at what they do. I forget where I put them, if it was under general or if I put it into you're interested in videos, but what kind of videos? This guy, all he does is run bulldozers, backhoes, steamrollers, dirt compactors. He builds ponds. So any content whatsoever. Well, I've already got. I go where there and check it out. I've got some really good links in there right now in my Discord. It is not the content. It is the... Oh. He doesn't talk about the intricacies of the equipment he uses. I think I gotta go this way. Because I gotta kill a couple mirelurks. But I can put it in there. But right now, there's some in there right now. Close to a half a dozen. Because... Okay, it might be underneath science and technology. It might be underneath the general heading. There it is. But another viewer asked me to post such links. We were talking about diet, and so I've got a link in there to a guy who I think, Dr. Edinburgh or something like that. Out of all the people that do that, I felt he was the most trustworthy. There's another one in there, Petrov, not Ivan. It's a Mideastern name. He's an an astronomer. He's all about the planets and the stars. He's a teacher. I find, astrophysics to be fascinating, especially with, the new James Webb telescope and all the findings and stuff. So there's a link to that subject in there. There's another woman out of Germany, Sabina Hossenfelder. She's a particle physicist. She's a no-nonsense, tell you the truth, and calls out bullshit. I find her extremely informative and trustworthy. So there's a link to her in there. No, the one on construction isn't in there yet. I'm trying to remember his name right now. Aptitude, I think. You've met him. Was asking me to post those links on those subjects. I've got one also on fixing lawnmowers. A guy from the Midwest, Indiana. He is a master at small engine repair.
It's called shooting straight.
Oh, I blew my hands off. Having trouble aiming here. Are you behind cover? Somebody pipped in. I have a couple videos with some hits, but otherwise I just get a couple thousand hits a month and help I can find, you know, any help.
Shit! Lost him!
Well, you know, I put all this content on YouTube. Almost nobody's watching it. Every 28 days.
No sign of him now.
2 streams ago on Twitch, and you can see these numbers for yourself. My memory will be a close approximation. I think I had like 98 views within my first 24-hour period. And 2 days later, or 3 days later, whatever, I made another 20-something hour video, and I had 160-something viewers in a 24-hour period. So there's a group of people that like to watch my long streams unedited.
What the fuck was that?
And I'm just guessing it's not so much the game content.
Gotcha. Hey.
But they found some guy that will ramble for 20 hours and isn't afraid to speak his mind. Like, have you ever met one of those old ladies that just tells it like it is and they do not care what other people think? You can find that kind of stuff here. Although I'm careful not to offend people.
Who's there?
I try to be careful not to offend people. Like we were talking about being called opinionated the other day. You know,
Footsteps these days.
I try to soften the blow instead of just rant and rave. Yeah, I am not all that verbal. You were telling me your headaches. Well, you just do your... there's a couple approaches. My opinion is not the average opinion. I believe in doing what I enjoy. I do it my way. The way I want to do everything is the way I want to do it. The way I like it. And if I can find a few people that like it too, I'm going too far in the wrong direction, then that's good. But there's a lot of people They're in it for the money. They're trying to make a business. They're trying to be successful. They will do anything for a view. Anything. Anything. They got a word for them. They call them mercs, mercenaries. They will do anything for a buck. They'll troll for followers. This week, the most I have on one video is 454. That's pretty good. And I've got a goal. And I'm going to make it. So I consider myself a major success. Not the way other people would gauge success. I'm trying to get 1 million viewing hours. I figure if I can get 1 million people to listen to me for 1 hour, then I can change the world. That will be my legacy. Everything I spent my whole life learning won't just turn to dust with me, that I've passed it on. Now, I'm sure I'm not going to get 1 million unique viewers. And I'm certain one person is not going to watch me for 1 million hours. Well, someday you should get there. Oh, no, I've done the math. And at those numbers, I'll be there in a few years. And let me describe how the math works. If one person watches a 10-hour video, that's 10 viewing hours. If 10 people watch 1 hour, that's 10 viewing hours. See how that math works? So if 20 people watch a 20-hour video, that's 400 viewing hours. This is the last 28 days. So you got two different numbers there. Watch time, I would think, is hours. Yeah, I counted in hours. Because a lot of people, they do the math wrong. Most YouTube content is what? 5 minutes? 20 minutes? There's a YouTube standard that says keep it to 15 minutes and it's very viewable. So one person watches a 15-minute YouTube video from somebody else. Well, if one person is willing to watch a 20-hour show of mine, I think that's a whole lot more meaningful. So I don't think counting views is an accurate way to judge your success. I think you should count viewing hours. How many hours of your content is being watched? I assume the second one is. Oh, okay. Okay. Where do I see that? Well, any video you look at will say how many views it has. Not on YouTube. I'm talking about on Twitch. Because no one's watching my YouTube. But it's there for someday when people catch on. And it'll be there forever. Not like YouTube where they erase your VODs every, well, it depends. It could be 14 days, it could be 30 days. I think with me, because I'm I'm Amazon Prime, I think I get 90 days, 60 or 90 days, and then it'll disappear. Forever, unless you go to my YouTube. Right, but I have been in the thousands views on a couple videos. Oh yeah, I don't stream. Oh, right. Well, still, even on YouTube, it will tell you how many views or how many likes. I'm a little uncertain how that works. But it also says how long each video is. I'm pretty sure. So I take the number of views by the number of hours. And that's how I gauge success. It's way too easy to get a person to watch a 5-minute piece of crap. But if they're willing to watch a 2-hour video, a 1-hour video, that says something. You're holding their attention. Anybody can put up with 5 minutes of stuff and at the end say, oh my God, what a bunch of crap that was. I wished I never watched it. But if someone's watching something for an hour, it's because they want to, not because it's almost over and they're just going to put up with it. If any of that should. Okay, so I'm getting colder. I was up to 90, but my attention is being diverted. There's a set of steps somewhere that's going to take me into a building somewhere. Come on, you're up to 94 when you're standing right here. Where's the stairs? Well, I gotta go around the other side of the building and get... Is this the building I gotta get into? I think it is. Let's find out. It doesn't matter how long your video is. No, but when you compare your success to another person's success, I think some people's success is overrated. 169, 411 on one video. It took a while to get there. I don't think we need this anymore. Yeah, most of my YouTube videos are at 0 or 1. I try to watch all my stuff once for quality purposes. You know, make sure the sound wasn't all screwed up and it wasn't all muted or different things. No, I don't advertise. You don't even hear me advertise my YouTube channel on my Twitch. Like right now, I'm talking about it. But you won't see it in my chat every 15 minutes. Go to my YouTube channel, yada, yada, yada. You know, like some do. I don't do that. That's not how we do things here. Yeah, I put a link on my Twitter. No, I don't do any of that. I learned a lesson. The guy who became a bit of a friend of mine, he's a musician. A small town, playing the local bars. You know, he's got a day job. He says, it's not my job to attract a crowd. It's my job to keep them here once they come in. Cover musician can be good. He's awesome. But the point was, I'll repeat it. It's not his job to attract you. Oh, so-and-so is playing at such and such on this day. Put out the flyers, call the newspapers, put it on the radio, tell everybody, be there. No. It's not his job to get you there. It's his job to keep you there once you happen to walk in there. Oh, there's a band here this week? There's a band here today, rather? Oh, this guy's great. I'm staying here until he's done. It's his job to keep you there. Well, if he was not good, no one would stick. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I've done it. You must have at some time walked into a bar and just could not stand the music. So you turn to your friend, hey, let's go somewhere else. This sucks. But this guy was so good, I started to buy his stuff. I got to know him pretty good. He'd give me his stuff. If I found out he was playing somewhere, I would go there. Heck, I can't handle the music some folks put out. Yeah, well, this guy is special. And I'm sure it's a special... it's a special taste that not everybody would appreciate. It is not that I don't like it, but the boom boom make my head hurt. Well, most of it's too loud. And it's been many years since I've been in a bar. There's another woman I met at the rock venue I used to go to. And I subscribe to her email, and I get emails. We're going to be here. We're going to be there. Hope to see you there. And my answer is always the same. I don't go out. I will buy it as soon as you publish it. I write, what have you published anything lately? What do you got? Where do I buy a copy? She sent me a free copy. I'm not looking for a free copy, but I would gladly support you by buying your music, but I'm not traveling 2 hours, and it doesn't matter how much it costs to get in the door. I'm not sitting in a crowd like that. Is this the exit? Yes, that's the exit. This is one hell of a fight, and I think most of it can be done with a rocket launcher. What I'm surprised is that I'm not bumping into anybody yet. Let's heal up. And I don't know, the game probably saved when I first came in the door. Oh no. Getting yourself killed is no way to go through life. That's a sick humor. Oh man, am I hungry too. You're talking about being hungry when I was telling you about my soup. I've gained 15 pounds since Thanksgiving.
Horses on the second floor. Kill on sight. Send reinforcements to the lobby in case there are more.
Lots of people ride motorcycles here. Well, you know, people don't see those. Oh, really? Yeah, I ride a Fat Boy. I've had it for almost 20 years. I used to put 10,000 miles a year on it. 8 to 12. Average 10. But then, after 3 or 4 years of that, it's like, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. I'm in Connecticut. I've driven to Canada. I've gone through the mountains and all the I've done all that stuff, you know, that they all do. Now see what happened right there? As soon as I crossed that threshold, the algorithm started running. This place was as quiet as a church on Monday. Oh. I forgot that was in here. As soon as I crossed this threshold, the whole world caved in. Everything just came upon me. So the turrets are on the walls all over the place. Where are you shooting me from? So there's a good thing going on here. All heck broke loose. Yeah, it did. I guess we'll consider these targets of looting opportunity. If I'm going to walk by it, I might as well loot it. Yeah, so, you know, I did all the bike things. Went to all the places. You know, the Sunday afternoon things. A lot of bike clubs like to do music and food on Sunday afternoons. You know, especially in the summertime, sitting out
What's going on down there? How many are we dealing with?
on patios and whatnot. I ran into this one gal. She can tell you all the statistics on FO4, how many bugs are in one spot. Yeah, well, if you've ever watched the leader on the board, he knows where every mag is. He plays no hit. And he gets really far. He knows where every bug is. I don't know if he counts them, but he knows where everything is. Everywhere he goes, he knows what's around the corner. And he doesn't take a single point of damage. He gets halfway through the game, 3/4 of the way through the game. Sometimes he finishes the game with no damage. He's got over 10,000 hours in this game. And his brain is built for that. That's how his brain works. Yours doesn't. Mine doesn't. I would be too bored. I could not put 10,000 hours into a game. The only reason I got 3,000 into this game, I probably got 200 to 300 in this playthrough. But the only thing that keeps me going are the mods that change it, make it different. And mostly it's the building. You know, I was a builder for many years, and I just love seeing what I can do with the materials I can get my hands on and the mechanical ability of the snapping process or the... A twofer! Yeah, if there were not mods or building, I would not be still... No. No way. I would have to take a year off between gameplays. You know, the very first time I played it, I mean, the first time you play a game is so awesome.
The courser is now on the 3rd floor. Reports of the second intruder in the east wing near the courtyard.
Because the possibilities are endless. You don't know what you can't do. Everything's possible until you keep trying it and trying it and trying it.
Who's there?
And finally, by the end of the game, you realize that's not. Oh, I hit the step? Oh, and I'm still in my hazmat suit? And I haven't saved in quite a long time. 5,600 hours. So we just walked in the door. Okay. That was fun. Well, yeah, that was fun. Do it again, Daddy. Let's change the outfit. Yeah, so I'm resistant to bullets by 133. Well, let's put the Silver Shroud thing back on. And what's that bring my armor up to? 303? For bullets, 290 for charged weapons, laser. Okay. Let's go with that. What do I look like? Like I'm wearing black face. How's that look? Well, that takes my hat off. No. That's not going to happen. But I do have, what's it called? It was some kind of a thing I wore on my face. Like a gas mask type looking thing. Gas mask with goggles. That was it. It leaves my hat on. And it hides in my broken face. My son had to point the hours I have in this game out. I was asking him, what are my top 2 games I play? Your Steam library page will show you how many hours you've played in all those games. But if you played the same game on some console, it doesn't know that. Yeah, he showed me that. So the other thing it doesn't show you is, yeah, any hours played on that game not in Steam. I've got a game like that I spent 1,000 hours on, but I finally bought a digital copy. I need a quick bio break. I will hurry back. Okay. That, again, took a little longer than I wanted. I got trapped by my wife, and I can't just not. We got a potential border coming up, so we had to talk a little business. Let's see. Yeah, let's capture my screen and make sure my screen is the game. Okay, so you just came in that door. Welcome back. So, if we play this right, the courser will do most of our job for us. I did something to myself the other day and cannot walk right since. Welcome to the club. We're no spring chickens. Hell, you're a great grandmother. You're lucky you're not in a wheelchair or a cane. I'm in pain all the time, almost all the time. I have things go wrong with me and I don't even know how I did it. Me? Nah.
The courser's on the second floor. Kill on sight. Send reinforcements to the lobby in case there are more.
Okay, for science. Watch what happens when we cross the threshold of that door. Like I said, it's quiet as a church in here. Here, I'll stop sneaking. I'll jump up and down. Hey, we're here. I'm right here. Watch, I'll send off a... Come on, come get some. Anybody home? Not a soul. Only The Sims 4, am I? Maybe I misunderstood you. I told you your photo, you look too young to be a great-grandmother. Well, your son is 34. If he had a child when he was 16, and that child had a child when they were 16, there's your great-grandmother. That happens. I told you my brother was a grandfather at 35.
Hey.
So this place didn't go nuts on me like it did last time. Now it's going a little nuts. That's the courser upstairs killing everybody in sight. So while he's doing that, let's save often. Well, there's that one photo of you that's, what's it, on your Twitch page? It's your, what do they call that, your avatar? It looks like it could be a photo from the 70s, I don't know. Those avatars, the resolution is what, 256 by 256 or something like that? They don't do anybody any justice. Why'd you wait so long to start shooting at me? I'm not even sneaking. Yeah, I wasn't even sneaking.
What's going on down there? How many are we dealing with?
No one's answering because they're all dead. Yeah, the gunner uniform changed. It's got this blue top. of my clothing mods. It's what I call a what do I call it? It's not a local individual mod. It's a universal worldwide. I forget the term I was using earlier. You streamers don't care, but I am not a streamer. What is it we don't care about? What our avatar looks like? I use my military insignia cross pistols. I don't use a picture of my face. A twofer! I never understood why we have to have photographs of ourselves in public for everyone to recognize. Yeah. I mean, my face is on my stream. Well, you know, there's a certain amount of vanity that is kind of where a lot of that stems from. Vanity.
The Courser is now on the 3rd floor. Reports of the second intruder in the east wing near the courtyard.
And I think the other thing is maybe, you know, fame and recognition. People want to be a star. They want to be famous. They want everybody to know their face. Right, heck. I have professional photographs of myself out there. I'm just a little girl, but they don't want me using those. Yeah. Yeah. Get some. They kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater as far as that policy is concerned. It was worded something like, I don't know how it's worded, I don't want to guess, but the concept was when I say they, it's Twitch, it's YouTube, they don't want pictures of young people. They don't want sexual predators. They don't want any liabilities for any things that may happen as far as sexual predation goes. So they don't want to see pictures of kids. They don't want, like, say I had a young son and he came into my view. They don't want that. But yeah, I watch some guys, their kids go to bed, they come in, he gives them a hug, good night, I love you, and they're off. This other guy I watch on YouTube, he's pretty, heck, my photograph was hanging in a Sears. Well, you know, those were different times. Those were different times. We're living in a crazy mixed up world now. So I watch this other guy, he's another contractor, does a lot of building, runs machinery. And he's got a second channel that's all about his children.
What?
He's got 2 young boys. I mean, one who's just barely walking and one who's maybe 7 or 8. Oh my God, so a dude I know, his nephew was on camera with him, and we were all talking, and his nephew started undressing. Oh, right. Well, they frown, like, I'm not supposed to go shirtless. A man is supposed to wear a shirt. Of course, women can wear almost nothing.
There we go.
I had a feeling there was something like that somewhere. I turned on my Twitch the other day, and I tried to hurry up and find someone to watch. so I don't have to listen to whoever it is they're pushing that day. But before I could pick who I wanted to watch, I could see a page full of I don't know what. Some of the people I follow, some of the people I don't. People, a lot of them are just people they're recommending.
What the?
Now, I didn't pick on
Barricade
this
stairwells and
channel.
hallways if you haven't already.
Skinny Warrior, hi. Welcome. Welcome. Twitch lowered their standards? Yeah. Because what I'm about to say certainly proves it. I'll continue my thought while it's still in my head before I lose it, because that's a thing. So, I noticed one of these channels, there's a woman sitting on a table in a very provocative pose, and she's wearing sexy lingerie. I don't know how to explain it. Everything she's wearing is red. And it's sexy lingerie. It's nothing that anybody would wear in public. It was soft porn, is what it was.
Who's there?
You know? And I could not believe it. Who shot me from where? Aha. Take that. Where are the turrets? Mr. Here might, but me, yeah, I don't want to watch it. There are other places to go on the internet for that kind of content. I was just listening to something yesterday that was kind of discussing, oh no, I don't want to dox the man, but it was another streamer. I mean, look at our Fallout 4 games. Well, the way I got two things I want to say. First is, this guy said Twitch as a platform was basically meant for 13-year-olds. They came up with a way of dividing people that are 18 and above for mature channels, because there are a lot of people that are 18 to 30. It's not just 13-year-olds. So there's some policies that don't work that well about not discussing age and age-related channels, and 13-year-olds aren't supposed to be watching mature content. That's number one. 13 is the legal age limit for websites. For what kind of websites? Watching human beings have sex with animals? Just saying. Twitch has an age limit of, I believe, is 8 social media websites in general. So I think what that means is if you're 12, you're not allowed to go to any of those sites. But I don't think it means if you're 13, you can go to a site and you can see the most graphic pornography invented in the universe. Or other very graphic, violent stuff. Here in the States, laws had changed. Yeah, I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. The way it was explained to me, at the time when it was against Twitch policy to have heavy nudity and sexual oriented content, it's pretty hard to regulate that stuff. Well, not really. As soon as you show it once, they ban you. And then they send the police. State police show up at your door, or the FBI, and arrest you for child endangerment. Because you've agreed to their Twitch policies, or you would not be using their software. You've agreed not to do that stuff, and you just did it. You're caught on film doing it. It's really cut and dry. If they wanted to, they could do it. I understand why they're not doing it, and I'm not complaining that they're not doing it. I'm just trying to define reality as it is. Well, third-party websites, yeah. So the way it was described to me was, I can have, like, where's a nude body? There's a nude body somewhere. I took there's a new, well, he's a man, so for some reason they, anyway, this is a third-party website. I don't know what a third-party website is. And does it matter what party? Yeah, well, there's a lot of things involved. It's hard to put it in that kind of context. But the way the Twitch policy was described to me was back when sexual content was supposed to not be heavily, you couldn't heavily center your stream on sexual content. You had to wear a shirt. A man had to wear a shirt. And if there was a nude body or sexy clothing, I shouldn't say sexy clothing, because it's not about sexy clothing, it's about nudity.
We've lost contact with sectors 2 and 4.
It wasn't supposed to be a central theme. It was allowed to be part of your stream, but not the central theme. Everywhere you went, there wasn't naked people. And you weren't doing stuff. I don't know how to say it. I'm kind of tired of talking about it. That's how they define third party. Oh, so me, I'm second party. Yeah, get to killing stuff. I'm lost. I don't think I'm supposed to be going down. I came up here. And then I get here, and I'm finding myself, oh, I missed this. No, I didn't miss it. Turn the light on. So, oh, I missed this. Yeah, see, the courser's been here. It is a maze. But the courser's doing our job for us. I haven't been trying to rush right through this because every once in a while you can hear the courser ahead of me just killing everybody in sight.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
What?
I'm going to use this rocket launcher. I can't be that close to my target.
we're hot.
I think they're behind me. You just one-shotted me? Oh, you didn't one-shot me, but you knocked me down. You staggered me. Wow, I haven't been staggered like that all game.
Gunners!
I always think if they kept their mouth shut, how would we know? Yeah. Years ago, someone comes into my channel. Oh, I'm 9 years old. I said, I know you're joking, because if I thought you were telling me the truth, I would have to ban you for the next 9 years. I think you're just someone here testing me to see if I'm going to ban you for being 9. I don't think you're 9 years old. And he never repeated it again. He never said, oh no, seriously, I'm 9 years old. Because if he did, I would have to ban him. And I told him I would. So, was he 9 years old and he learned to just not tell me? Why does somebody come in and say, hey, I'm 9 years old? The Twitch police tested, you know, I didn't know how to take that. But that's what I did. And I don't think I've seen him since. Or if I have, and this is a maybe, a 50-50, I don't know. He's actually in his 30s. I don't want to dox him out any further than that. I could be mistaken. My son and I were talking. There was a 14-year-old who won some gaming competition, lots of money, and he was tech, not old enough to put. Oh no. Oh no. That's like these people that are on state welfare and they win the lottery and then they go to collect and they keep the whole thing because, you know, you have to pay back your debt if you ever win money. Instead of giving it to someone else to redeem for them. Not in our state, yeah. They have to pay it all back. Yeah. So if you win the $1 million lottery and you have used $500,000 worth of state aid, well, you only get to keep $500,000. But the price, you know, getting dentures and all that health care and all that stuff that you get from state welfare, that adds up real quick. Real quick. And so you win a couple $100,000 on the lottery, they just keep it all.
to original positions. The courser's nearing the elevator.
And these people don't know enough that, well, that's not how you do it. Where are you shooting at me from? Over there? Give me a blip. I don't think so. Go ahead, peek around the corner. Oh. One more time. Thank you. Anybody else? That lady who had 10 kids. She won money. Well, you know, if it were up to me, they'd all be working for their money. I don't care if they're in a wheelchair, they'd be licking stamps. They'd be doing something. Well, it's nice to give back to society. Remember that. Well, you don't need to tell me. I pay my share and I pay a bunch of other people's share. And I have a favorite charity that gets quite large compensation. And I know a lot of poor people. I try to help them out. Like I was telling you how I cut down a lot of trees. I give away free firewood. Just give it away. You know, poor people can't heat up their house. Here, all the firewood you want. I'm not sure. Did I turn myself around? No, because those are unlooted bodies. I'm glad I've been looting the bodies because that tells me where I have not been. Because I stopped looting all the tiny stuff. I got over that. There's a mod. Well, it's totally fine to have that conversation, whether you're supported by the state or, well, I don't know if that's you got a different situation being on.
Courser's after the curve. Anyone alive needs to get up to the top floor immediately. That's an order.
Being on disability should fall on your employer. I don't know how that works. Just a little side twist to your specific example. I mean, you got hurt at work. So that should fall underneath the insurance policy of your employer. I don't know. It's not part of my realm of knowledge. It's not in my repertoire. I'm not fully educated in all that stuff about how state aid works. And if we're not for the federal disability program, I would be at some job somewhere. Well, doing whatever it is you could possibly do. I've always looked at that kind of thing as, and this has nothing to do with your particular example. It's a free ticket to a place you don't want to be. If it's a permanent disability that prevents you from work, employer can terminate the contract, at least here in Germany. Oh, really, Skinny? So that sounds like a worker has a contract with an employer. I don't know how that works in Germany. I spent a couple years over there when I was in the service, but that never I never knew anything about that. I know a guy in Finland, and they have a like a socialist type of work system where they give you training, they give you a job, they'll pay for either part or all of some of your living costs like rent and health, but you have to work and you have to take the training that they offer you to take the jobs that they offer you, or they won't pay for you. Yeah, like they pay for hospital and healthcare, but then they can terminate and you can get paid by the government for the disability. Oh, and take over your own bills. Interesting. Up naked bodies, I got turned around. I come from a very economically depressed zip code. A lot of these people, matter of fact, the high school I went to, almost everybody got free or reduced lunch. So a lot of poor people, a lot of people on welfare. And a lot of people like that become what they call institutionalized. They get used to getting free stuff, and they get used to not working for it. It's kind of scary. You have to go in front of a judge. Really? You were telling me about that. You're making jokes and he didn't laugh. Yeah. A serious. Well, haven't you heard the saying, as serious as a judge? But a lot of these people, they're like, oh, great. I got hurt. I can now collect. I broke my back, and I'm going to act like I can't do anything, even though I snowblow my driveway and I shovel my driveway and I can fix my car and I can ride the horse. I'm going to just say that I totally can't work, and I'm going to get a free check every week. Well, that's a free ticket to a place you don't want to be. So basically, these people are economically handicapping themselves. They'll never get anywhere. They'll always be poor, but they'll never have to work for the very small check that they get. And they're institutionalized. That's enough for them. Yeah, it's not good. I'll trade you. I don't think I would trade my my life for anything. You know, just for a thought experiment, I've gone through the scenario. What if I could relive my life all over again? Would I do it any different? You know, the monkey's paw. Damn, I'm going in circles again. You think, oh geez, if I were to be able to live my life again, I wouldn't do some of these things that I did. Well, that would have repercussions. Remember the movie It's a Beautiful Life? Same concept. The guy wished for the bad things not to exist, but the good things disappeared with it. And they quickly wished that they never got their wish. Well, yes. I know some people that have issues. I tell them, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, hike up your panties, do what it takes, do what you can. If you can't, you know, like a construction worker who's working for the union and he's making $50 an hour and now he's paralyzed. It's like, Okay. Do something else. Find a way to do something else. Like be a YouTube star. Like this will tie into it. I've probably said this before on the channel. Oh, taxes. Don't get me started on taxes, Skinny. Oh my God. Oh my God. Especially I don't know how it is in Germany, but it's nothing in America to pay 1/3 of your income to tax. And if you make really good money, half your money goes to tax. I pay class 1 tax because I'm single, so around 45%. Yeah. You guys might pay a little bit more tax than you would in the States. You know, by 15%. I think a single, well, years ago it would have been something like 28%, I think. Thank Mary, just for the, yeah, well, you know, that was a thing in the States, Miss Roadrunner. They used to call it the marriage penalty. At one point, it was a better tax deal to be single. And then it became a better tax deal to be married. So people got married. And then it changed back. It became a better deal to be single. So, you know, how do you play that game? I'm lost. I'm lost. Again. Oh, here we go. And I just assumed that was impassable or something. I don't know. Well, that movie came out. Or the friend, I remember that. Yes. Green card, I remember that. And they were pretty strict about that. He had to somehow prove that they really were a couple. And they asked him a bunch of intimate questions about her that he had to know. Welcome to the club. In this place isn't though the floor. There's a hole in. I love her apartment. It's been a long time since I seen that movie. I'm gonna guess up. I see that grenade. So I've had quite a few conversations with guys that have been partially disabled or hurt badly temporarily. And a lot of these people, they cry poor me baby stuff. Oh, I broke my back. Oh, I'm on pain medicine. Stands out with me, for she is a horticulturist. Oh, well, you made the comment the other day about every garden takes on a life of its own. That's not a quote. That's basically what you meant when you made the comment you made. And these people complain about being all banged up.
Let's rock!
Just a shot in the dark, dude. Just a shot in the dark.
Come on, asshole!
Hey. Don't need to resort to name calling here. I'll start telling mother jokes. Mother jokes. I gotta share this because I don't have a clutch in my mouth. I do, but I'm not afraid to say these things. So I know a guy. He's a very angry old man, and he's telling me about this T-shirt he saw he's gonna buy. The guy's got a gut like the size of the half of a keg,
What?
just hanging out over his belt.
Who's there?
And the shirt says, remember, he's a very angry man. I'm so fat because every time I fuck your mother, she makes me a sandwich. Yeah, beer belly on steroids. I guess the guy's self-conscious about his weight, and he needs to make a mean mother joke in retaliation. I'm not going to repeat what I said. I find it kind of funny in one sense.
Hey,
But it's also pretty sad. Come on, I know there's more here. There's somebody about ready to run down them stairs, wanting to get some. I almost died of embarrassment. Your oldest kid walked up to this, and asked him if he was going to have a baby like you know, it's a funny thing. Americans are such, I use the word prude, but not in the sexual context, more in the everyday honesty thing. You know, someone's bald, someone has a pimple, someone's fat. It's a cultural thing. In America is guilty in spades. I met a guy, and he's telling me, I guess he's got a Korean wife, and he was out there visiting, and they don't think of being fat as something to be ashamed of, and they don't think that mentioning or acknowledging that someone is fat to be a bad thing, improper thing to say, an insult. They just don't think of it that way. A few girls were together. I don't know how the conversation went exactly, but you know, two of them are really hot, beautiful, slender young women, and one of them was extremely obese. And one of them just chuckled and said, "Oh, so and so, you're just so fat." Just pointing out the reality of it. And it wasn't taken as an insult. The girl didn't go home and cry and shoot herself or do anything like, you know, it was just, it wasn't a thing. It's like, yeah, America. The couple of years I spent in Germany, I go to a beach, not thinking nothing of it. There's no sign saying anything. Marilyn Monroe was what, size 14? That is fat these days. Well, you know, it's funny because in the 1800s, you had to be twice as big as Marilyn Monroe. They called it voluptuous. It meant you were big and healthy to bear children. Being skinny, I don't know. That must have been an industrial corporate tactic to sell the idea of skinny, because they knew it was almost impossible to maintain, and they could make tons of money off of people trying to maintain a standard that was unnatural and almost impossible to maintain. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The standards have changed. They used to call it voluptuous. You look at all those pictures that were painted 1,000 years ago. All these naked women, they all weighed 200 pounds. Those were beautiful women. They weren't picking the ugliest people in the village to paint nude. They were picking what they thought were the most beautiful people around. And those women weighed 200 pounds. Think about that. And that's all I'll say about that. Here in the States, it's coming for people to be put down for what? Yeah. It's smoke and mirrors. Someone's been drinking the Kool-Aid. Fashion industry. Stuff like that. Okay, where's the door I haven't found? It said, is it what it is? Yeah, well, it's that too. It's definitely that. Okay, so what? Coming up these stairs was futile. Yes, because you're supposed to go through this door. Oh, not through this door. In this elevator. Ah, I'm catching on. Yeah, so... Skinny made a comment about Germany. I was going to comment on it's wrong to bully fat people, but not wrong to say it's unhealthy. Well, the number one rule about being a gentleman is to make the people around you feel at ease and comfortable. So if being called fat makes them uncomfortable, a gentleman wouldn't do that. Did I not push the button? I want to scroll up quickly. Oh yeah, I was telling the story about the Germany and the nude beach and Americans being prudes. I'd like to finish that thought. So, I'm in Germany. We go to a beach. There's some women there with their tops off. I'm like, wow, I didn't know this was a nude beach. And the guy's like, no. Because one of these guys had been there for a couple tours of duty. He lived there. He married there. He knew the culture. He's like, no, they just do it. They don't care. I'm like, cool. And one day I'm down at the local village. Did this elevator not work? What's going on with this? And this woman goes out to her mailbox in the morning to get her mail, and all she's wearing is a pair of panties. And she's not thinking nothing of it. It's nothing. Never been to those beaches. Well, I was stationed in Fischbach. It was kind of close to Pirmasens, southwest, and kind of close to the border of France. But it wasn't one of those beaches. It was just a beach, and a few of the women weren't wearing tops. And I'm walking down, I don't know if I was in Munich or where I was. California has a lot more places than we do. Well, in America, that's how they do it. They cordon off the secret nude beach and hide it from your general public like it's shameful and it's illegal. And because at one point it was illegal. It may still be, I don't know. And I don't know what town I was in. I'm walking down the road, and there in this window is all this very graphically sexually oriented clothing and magazines and toys and whatnot. And I'm like, wow, these people have no sexual hang-ups. That's the point I'm making. These people are not prudes. They're not perverts. They're just not prudes. They don't have sexual hang-ups. Now, cutscene, I'm back in America. I'm at a convenience store. Some guy in front of me has like a Playboy in a newspaper. He lays him on the counter. The checkout girl takes the Playboy, quickly stuffs it into the newspaper, and folds it up to hide it. I look at the guy, he looks at me, and I go, only in America. Such prudes, only in America. What is wrong with you? Not him, the person behind the counter. I don't know. But that's, what's the word? That's a small example that describes the whole. And why am I sneaking? Why am I carrying my weapon like this? Is this an animation mod that kicked in for sneaking? What? But it's only on... Okay, well, it went away. Not happy about that. Oh my God, I recall when my sons were getting that magazine when they were real little. Well, I got a story that I won't tell because it's just too shocking and graphic, and again, it's European sexual behavior that in America I'd never even thought it was possible. Okay, so I'm walking in circles again. I came in the elevator. I'm not even going to try to break that code. There's a set of... There it is. We're getting close to that courser. I was raised a very strict Catholic. And it's very hard to break those shackles. The habits you learn as a youth are very hard to change. I could tell a couple more stories about the same thing.
I don't know the password. I'm telling the truth.
I don't believe you are.
Oh, God. Please, no.
I just had to try that. A twofer. I got the courser. I've never done that before. I tell you, I'm loving heavy weapons. What am I doing for damage to this thing? Because I maxed out heavy weapons. I'm pretty sure. Where's heavy weapons? Right there. Heavy guns now do double damage. Well, I've got five slots in that perk, which is as many as I could put in 4 slots in demo F. That's why I like to throw hand grenades. I mean, that's the build. I used to always do the sneaky sniper, but I haven't done any of that. I since learned to love the deliverer, so I do the pistol thing. But after maxing that all out, I'm like, well, that's 2 heavy guns. So this weapon does, what's it called? A quad. It's under Q, elemental PQ. Quad missile launcher, 570 damage. Okay, I'm up to your mister talking about being naked on his own property. I heard of a couple being arrested because the neighbor next door could see across the yard into their bedroom and see them having sex. It's like, huh? You're not getting arrested for being a peeping Tom, but they're getting arrested because they allowed you to see them? I don't know what state that happened in. Maybe it wasn't true. Only in America. I wouldn't doubt it. Live in a small town and most people are believers in tradition. Tradition's a funny thing. I think tradition gets people that aren't. I want to be careful. I don't want to be too fast and crude. So maybe change the words up. It's for people that aren't smart enough to do otherwise. So they just do what their father always did, what their mother always did. Instead of saying, well, this is how they always did it, but maybe there's another way. Is there a better way? There's some good things to say about tradition. But tradition, I don't think, is a blank check to just always do the same, what's often a stupid thing. And plenty of it's good, though. Don't get me wrong. You got to be careful using this thing inside. Got to be very careful. It doesn't shoot where it aims either. I was aiming above a stairwell at a guy, and the round hit the top stair and killed me. I've killed myself a few times, but I'm learning how not to. Or sometimes I just try it and don't care. I live in a very quiet neighborhood at the end of a dead-end road. Well, you know, when I was in school, elementary school, Skinny, they taught us a lot of it's like a form of racism, but it wasn't against race. It was about other countries. It was propaganda meant to be an American. In America, this is what we do. This is the right way to do this, that, and all these other things. And these other countries, they do it these other ways, and that's bad and that's wrong. It was very heavy propaganda. I'm not going to go into the examples of what they said, but you know. In some countries, it was okay to marry off the girls when they were 13. It was done for thousands of years. But now, it's taboo, and how dare you think it's not? But for thousands of years, and even science has proved, that the younger the girl, the healthier the baby, and especially the older the man, and the younger the girl, the healthier the babies. Now I don't know how they did their science, but I watched a documentary and they came right out and said that. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that thing about the open door. I wonder if that was something from the 30s, back during the Depression. If that was like a universal sign for, you know, the hungry are welcome. I don't know that one, but the people around here aren't very giving. They're very stingy and greedy and self-absorbed, and yeah. Yeah, so I must have to go up another flight of stairs. That is what I was thinking. Yeah. Is there another flight? Yes, there is another flight of stairs somewhere. I'm riding my motorcycle down the highway, pull off into this real nasty city. It's got a reputation for being a nasty city. And at the end of the exit, there are these two dilapidated looking couple. Has a sign asking for money.
Help me.
I forget what it said, like they were hungry They wanted money for food or something like that. So I ignored them. I went to McDonald's. I filled my jacket with hamburgers and French fries and stuff. And I went back and said, "You guys hungry?" They said, "Yeah." So I pull out these bags of food. It's like, I'm not giving you money for drugs. I'm giving you food. Did I just kill all these people with one shot? No. No, the only people that were alive up here was the courser and this one guy that was like begging for his life, saying he didn't know the password or something like that. Otherwise, this would have been a personal best. I don't think I've gotten more than 2 in one shot. Yeah. You skinny? I'm all on board with that.
He deserved to die. I know you're not here for me, but I can't get out. Not on my own. I'm going to have to trust you to help me.
All right, I won't hurt you.
I promise not to hurt you.
I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? The guard put the password in a toolbox over there, under the stairs. Use it to gain access to the terminal and open the door.
So I gave the guy the food. I don't think it's what he wanted. He took it, and I wouldn't be surprised if he threw it in the
toolbox.
If he threw it
under the
away.
stairs.
Yeah. Calm down. Yeah, stairs. So yeah, that's a tough road to hoe. The girl was telling me, I don't think these are the
Under
right.
some debris. Keep looking.
Yeah, well, first I gotta find the right set of stairs. I think that's where I find the fat man too. She hired some homeless, because there was a bunch of them living in the woods, not too far from her house, and she felt sorry for them, and she started giving some of them work because she was disabled largely,
Under some debris. Keep
and
looking.
she could afford to pay them to do some of her yard work or whatever she needed. But it didn't take long before they were stealing from her garage. So, that didn't end well. Sad, yeah, because now later on, I know this guy. I did a lot of work for him.
It's under some debris. Keep looking.
Yeah, I'm not at the right stair. And he wanted me to do some work, and I said, "No, I'm retired. The only jobs I do nowadays pay a number you would not believe if I told you.
It's under some debris. Keep looking.
I'm retired. I don't work cheap." And this guy was extremely wealthy, but very tight with his money. He didn't want to pay my fee. So to wrap it up, he wanted me to try to find. Oh, what about those homeless people that live over on the end of town? I said, you really don't want to get involved. You want to bring them people on your property, and before you know it, they're eyeing up
Under some debris.
what's in your garage, and they're stealing it and they're pawning it. I couldn't recommend. I couldn't recommend that. And I've
It's under some
I
debris.
passed a lunchbox, but I'm supposed to be looking for a toolbox. And I know the toolbox she's talking about. Because I played this game a couple times. There's a fat man right next to it. So let me pay more attention. So I couldn't recommend that he get involved with them. And so, yeah, my saying. I'm not repeating this. I didn't see it on a documentary. I didn't read it in a book. Some brilliant mind didn't tell it to me. I just came to the conclusion that poverty breeds criminality. That doesn't mean that all poor people are criminals. In some countries, it's not a crime for a poor person to steal food from a vendor. Like a street vendor, they're selling loaves of bread and somebody else is selling apples. It's not a crime for those people to steal food. Poverty breeds criminality. If you weren't so poor, you wouldn't think twice about stealing food. But when your mother or your grandmother or your baby is starving, you're
Under some
probably
debris.
going to steal
Looking.
some food. Here in our town, it is water. Being the high desert, if you don't have water on you, it can be, oh, really? That's odd because it's not hot. I understand it being a desert. All deserts aren't hot. Like the Arctic is
Under
the
some
largest.
debris. Keep
The
looking.
Arctic is the largest desert on the planet. People don't think of the Arctic as a desert because it's got all that snow. Yeah, but it doesn't rain. Yeah, so anyway, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's go back up where we were. I said back up where we were.
It's under some debris. Keep looking.
I don't think I looked in here. Because there's the stair. There's the stair and there's the toolbox. You couldn't say it's right over there.
Debris. Keep looking.
No, you're going down to the wrong... Oh, I didn't look to see what I picked up. Let's see, did I pick up what I needed? Oh, it gets 120 or so, 110 most every year. Yeah, that's the high temperature during the summer for what, the hottest couple weeks of the year. But you know, you wouldn't compare yourself to Arizona, would you? You're not like 100 degree. You're not over 100 degrees for 3 months a year. I'm betting. The son here, he had to go to the hospital 1 year. He knows better than going out there not covered up. Well, turn elevator on. Yeah, do that. 100 Fahrenheit, quite a lot. Really? Well, I've seen pictures of those snow bunnies in the Rockies skiing in bikinis. But I thought that was spring skiing. So, you know, it might have been 40 or 50 degrees out, but the snow didn't melt yet. or maybe even 50 or 60 degrees. But the snow, because it's so deep, you can still ski because it snows 3 feet at a time out there. Like the snow resorts here, warm weather comes, boom, snow's gone quick. Security door control, yeah, open it. The high desert is a harsh place. I never appreciated it quite so much as that. I never thought it got that hot that often.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
How about here's a bucket of caps. You're welcome.
You don't have to say anything. You're welcome.
My institute designation is K-198, but I prefer Jenny, so yes, I'm a synth, if you hadn't already guessed. I knew they'd send a courser. I just didn't think he'd find me so fast. I think I would have lost him too, but then I was captured by these mercenaries, and all this happened. Thanks again for your help. I'm gonna look for supplies before heading out. And before you ask, no, I don't need any more help. The Commonwealth is unforgiving. I need to make it on my own or I'm dead. Maybe we'll meet again.
No.
Better circumstances. I
You,
hope we do.
You'll be dead. You'll be dead. Yeah, I used to try to help these people, give them food, give them good guns. But I quickly learned that these people just pull a gun out from nowhere. You don't need to give them one. Oh, there's an elevator that gets me out of here. Wintertime we freeze, and summertime we bake. I can't believe the winter we're having right now. Got no snow on the ground. It's almost January. The ground is frozen, but it keeps softening up on the top inch. We haven't even moved the horses to winter pasture yet. We had a little bit, you know, a quarter inch here, an inch there, but never a full inch even. I haven't had to sweep my driveway, haven't had to shovel it, no snow blowers, no plows. Eventually, the cold weather will come. And eventually, I took the wrong elevator. There's a much faster way out, isn't there? We do sometimes get wet snow. Yeah, I took the wrong elevator. Oh, 2 hours. Yeah, good. I'm glad you stopped so I can do a save. And I gotta break my tape.